Hello backers and welcome back to another developer update. My name is Ole Herbjørnsen. I'm the producer and lead designer for the Mandate. And today we're going to talk about different game modes. We actually call this update Anatomy of a Game. So today we're going to talk a bit about the exploration mode, the combat mode, and the Starbase mode. We'll go through each of them in detail and talk about our inspiration and also what we are adding to the table to improve upon the games that have gone before us. So first, let's talk a bit about the exploration mode, and here to help us out with the details about that is Garrett.
Hey, thanks, Oli. All right, so the adventure mode is where you get to zoom out and see the galaxy and explore. It's going to be inspired a lot by Pirates and Mount & Blade. You start the game as the Corsair of the Empress. Now, the decisions you make through the game will determine if you want to get reinstated with the Grand Fleet, if you want to join another faction like the Rebels, or if you want to kind of go off on your own and become a pirate. So factions are going to have their own agenda. They're going to be interacting with you to get what they want. You're going to be interacting with them to get what you want. The more you interact with them, the more you have access to upgrades from them, resources. Also, you'll get reputation if you do things that they like. You can spend that reputation like credits to get favors, to complete missions, to get upgrades, so on and so forth. And really, you're going to be kind of the tipping point that tips the battle one way or the other. You're going to run into factions throughout the galaxy. You're also going to explore and find other things. You're going to find derelict ships. You're going to find, caches of resources. You're going to find asteroids that you want to mine for materials. You can use that to trade. You're also going to find interesting stellar phenomena. We have a couple of great ideas for different areas of the map that will be hazardous to your ship, but within those areas there's all sorts of interesting things to find. And of course you're going to encounter other NPCs doing the same thing. After getting to a few battles, you're going to find that you need to replace the crew that got killed during the fight. You can do this once you get the appropriate upgrades on your base. You can also do this by hiring mercenaries, hiring pirates. You can recruit rebels. You'll be able to recruit from other factions. Also, the questing system, you're going to be able to get quests from people on your ship, and we even plan to have onboard quests, so quests that begin and end on the ship. But you'll also be able to use the crew on your ship to get quests outside of the ship, going to certain parts of the galaxy. But on top of that, you'll also be able to get quests from the different NPC factions that you run across throughout the galaxy. But before you get access to all that stuff, you're going to need to get yourself a space station.
Next, let's talk a bit about Starbase mode. And here to tell us a bit about that is Michael, our community manager.
Like your humble beginnings as the captain of a frigate, your first starbase starts off as a small hub for development, storage and basic research. Don't be disheartened though, because soon enough you'll gather the necessary blueprints and resources to create the next big cultural, scientific or industrial centre in the system. Your aspirations are limited only insofar as your imagination takes you. Your starbase will hold your reserves, acting as a central hub for training, recruitment and development. As more citizens and wanderers settle in and visit, you'll be able to search the Imperial databanks requesting transfers of known personnel for training. Of course, your starbase, like a ship, will require captain and management, so make sure to enlist competent staff. Defense of your starbase is of course paramount to any captain, so we've added the ability to assign a home fleet acting as a defensive battle squadron, which can also be upgraded in parallel to ultimately become a fine military asset in its own right. Your starbase will be dynamic in its uses. You may wish to dedicate its use to research or trade, or perhaps you're an industrialist and seek a central location for production and crafting. It's possible to run a jack of all trades, but costly. The choice is yours. Trade might aid diplomacy, but where diplomacy fails, hardware and technology will prevail. Adapt it to your playstyle, keeping an eye on the militaristic and political climate of the game. Starbases will be upgradable to reflect the needs of personnel and the changing state of the game. Build a war college for your young recruits or a naval academy to forge competent crewmen. A rehabilitation centre for those drafted in or a specialist training for your elite might give you the edge. You're building the foundations for the next admiralty. If you're the kind of player who wants a stable diplomatic process, then trade routes and embassies will enable you to appease and demand compensation and trade negotiations from the other factions in the game. Perhaps the best measures are preventative measures. As a cultural hub, your starbase is home to rumours, gossip, and the latest information in the system. Pick up missions from wandering citizens, officers, and other personnel. Head to the cantina and listen to rumours of derelict ships and lost treasures. Starbases are a key component in the Mandate, and they are as culturally diverse and kinetic as the rest of the universe. Create one that matches your playstyle.
So, thank you for watching this update anatomy of the game. We hope you found it interesting and that you liked what you saw so far. Until next time, bye bye.